Ladies and gentlemen, we are half a day, half a day into the new season. Well, one full day for me. I finished my battles. Well, I did 4 sets. And I just wanted to showcase this team. I went, I believe, 13-2 with it. 150, 2 4-1s. And then the 5-0 for the Hypno team. So I ended the first day, whatever that math is, 18-20, 18 out of 20. Saved a set for the next day because I'm hoping to stream in the morning. So if you're just watching this now, I guess I streamed 2 hours ago. You'll probably be able to check that out in the live stream. I don't know what teams I'll be using for that, if I even do it. Anyways, I'm only going to showcase 2 sets on this team, even though I played 3 sets with it. Because the first set was the first set of the day, and I went 5-0 in that set. But there were like 3 battles that weren't very real battles, so I don't want to showcase just me winning against people that are barely trying. So I'm showing the 2 sets where the battles are very intense. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. Anything in the YouTube algorithm, I was going to say upvote, hit the like button, comment, let me know what teams you're using right now. And this is the team. Annihilape in the lead with basically double ground in the back. Dunsparce is only a pseudo ground, which is why it works so well as a save swap. All right, let's get into it. Annihilape versus Toxapex. So I decided to stay in here because I'm not taking very much damage, considering I do resist Poison Sting, but I'm going to catch a move here. Just get my Annihilape started a little bit. Counter has been reduced in energy generation and attack stat. I think that's true from last season. Anyways, he decides to stay in with his Toxapex. It's a little bit of a weird maneuver here. I assume that I will live a Sludge Bomb. Or Sludge Wave, rather. And he still decides to stay in, and I click, and I don't know if I lagged or what happened there, but I ended up throwing an extra move, which in the end of the day, I guess it's fine. In fact, it probably helped me out here, because they come in with an Alolan Ninetales, and I end up getting a move off here, whereas I wouldn't if I threw on the good timing. So ended up working out here great for me. I'm going to get KO'd, going to come in with the Clodsire, not going to shield anything. I see that the typing in the top right corner was another ice type, ends up being Dugong. And I'm going to throw this just hard-hitting move right away. If he decides to no shield, it'll KO. And if they decide to shield, I'll also shield, and we're going to get the close combat off against the Alolan Ninetales. It's neutral into the Ninetales here, and that's going to be GG. Annihilape just annihilating the competition. All right, Morpeko. If he throws on 4, it means that this is Psychic Fangs. And even though Morpeko's attack stat is insanely good, Psychic Fangs is not a hard-hitting move. But you see 2 just attack-heavy Mon hitting each other, he hit me, I guess, for like 50% of my HP. They switch into Mana Buzz. I make sure to go up to a close combat before switching into my Dunsparce here. This is a pretty dominant matchup for Dunsparce. Now, they're going to be able to throw again right here, so I decide to let them throw. And then I'm going to throw my Rock Slide right away, and then probably just start throwing my Rock Slides a little faster here. I am at 100 energy finally, but I want to make sure I'm at my max energy before switching into another Mon, or before they have a chance to switch into another Mon, just because it gives me sort of the tempo advantage going into that matchup if they do decide to come in. Now, they ended up shielding, I think, so I'm going to end up shielding as well. They end up baiting on the Aerial Ace, and then I'm just going to throw here. They are at another Aerial Ace now. I'll probably end up letting this one go if they decide to let it go, and then just come in Mana Buzz and farm down. They come in with Superior. I throw in good timing here, and I forget if I switch or not. I think it's fine to switch here because Morpeko's not exactly good against Clodsire either, and they end up just forfeiting, so. Hisuian Electrode. So Thundershock did get a buff in its damage, and no nerfs or no changes otherwise than that, just a buff. So they end up wild charging right away. They end up coming in with a Talonflame. Switch to Dunsparce, obviously double super effective. Even if they go for the Brave Bird, it will not KO, so that's something to think about there. And yeah, you can just farm it down after that. Nothing too difficult here. Double super effective plus 2 times attack debuffed means that you're going to do a lot of damage. Trying to get myself into the camera frame here. All right. I threw the Rock Slide the first time because I was like, oh, it's a grass type. But then I remembered it's an electric type. Not a mon you see very often, so I'm not too used to it. You should be throwing the Drill Run. They're both neutral, so Drill Run's just a better move than Rock Slide by a lot. I think 3 or 4 seasons ago, Rock Slide did get nerfed. They ended up coming in with the Toxapex, and I mean, I'm going to go for an Earthquake. I'm going to be able to easily go for a double Earthquake. Yeah, and I'm not going to be concerned about Brine hitting us. It is super effective, but at the end of the day, really is not a good move. So I end up coming in with Annihilape after they throw their energy, and I'm going to be able to throw right on CMP against this if I want to. I win CMP. That should be pretty obvious. Toxapex is a very bulky mon, so you saw a move didn't come through, so we CMP here. I'm just maximizing energy, and I'm 2 times buffed now, and we should just be able to counter down this Hisuian Electrode pretty easily. Annihilape's just doing work. All right, they end up coming in with a Clodsire here, and I was like, okay, I'll throw a Rage Fist to get them into 2 Drill Run range, but maybe I should have thrown the Rage Fist and then come in with my Clodsire. That was something I was thinking about. I thought about that the entire time during the lead up and then the timing that it takes to throw the charge move. They end up having Stone Edge, so it's kind of whatever. I think I end up getting really scared of the Earthquake here, but I was able to throw first here because they have to go up to the Earthquake. And this will KO, obviously, so they shield it, so I decide, you know what, I probably could just shield this. I'm really close to Earthquake range. I think technically I'm not in range, but I could get farmed down after. I still will live in Earthquake here. Barely. My Dunsparce IVs are very high. I think I have 0 attack, if I was to guess. It's been a long time since I made this thing, like 7 seasons probably. They end up getting a huge farm down here on Feraligatr. I decided to come in Clodsire and sort of use this as a sacrifice. And opponent does something really good here, but aggravating, to be honest. So just like the last video, I get 1 turn lag on my switch in, even though I died. You should not be getting 1 turn lag on that on entry after death. So this looks like it's a CMP onto my Sludge Bomb, but you're going to see it's actually not. They go for the double up here when this should be CMP. They win CMP twice, basically. I mean, not technically not. They won CMP once, but they used my lag against me here. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just go for the full farm down here. And then they decide not to throw. You will win CMP. So I was going to wait till 10 to throw, basically. And they end up throwing on 9, which is very interesting. And they had lag, maybe, on their side now, on the 1 turn. And I'm just going to go for the close combat right away here. It will one-shot this Dunsparce with those counters that were definitely increased, because I know they're 1 away from another Hydro Cannon, so I can just go for the counter here, and I knew that they were 1 away from getting KO'd there. All right, Dunsparce lead into Feraligatr. Now, I should really be switching into Dunsparce. I don't know why I'm so slow to make the switch here, but now I'll go for the switch. In fact, this probably ended up being better, to be honest, because now they're going to be very close to Drill Run range. Technically not in Drill Run range, but they're not going to have enough energy to go for 2 Hydro Cannons. But I don't die to 2 Hydro Cannons, which is why you should be switching into Dunsparce just instantly. Don't do this. Do what I'm saying. But I will be able to get... I'll be able to live, obviously, by a lot. Shadow Claw double resisted by the normal typing. I'm saying the word obviously a lot. I'm noticing that as I'm talking here. So we'll try not to say that too much here. They come back in with the Dunsparce. I'm going to throw back-to-back Drill Runs here. They can throw if they want, but they're definitely just going to go for the farm down. 1 Drill Run's not... It's barely going to get me below half HP, so I'm not too concerned about that. They end up coming with a Starmie, and I was like, oh no, this thing devastates me because it's super effective against both of my Mon. And I end up staying in for a little bit to throw 2 Rage Fists. I think this was a big mistake. I should have just gone straight into my Clodsire afterwards, but I'm scared of the damage from Surf. And right to be so, as they do end up throwing a Surf right here. And now it's like, do I want to shield? I probably have to shield, but Switch is probably up at this point. I've made just a huge blunder. Although, now that they have a lot of energy on the Dunsparce from the farm down at my Dunsparce. So I'm in a pickle. Actually, just end up losing this game. Starmie is very good against this team. So if you do run into that, that is something that's going to be tough. It's not as bad on Malamar because you're at least doing neutral damage with your counter damage on the Annihilate. Anyways, Babarrel lead, and this is the whole reason why I called the video anti-meta. This is anti-Babarrel. I end up going for the catch here on the Clodsire because I don't care how many moves the Clodsire takes of Rage Fist. It's just not going to do that much. And I'll be able to farm it all the way down, and that's going to be GG. And then I still have energy against the Babarrel. I saw 2 Hisuian Electrodes today in the lead, and the teams were very similar. So I don't know if this is a content creator's team, but yeah, they end up coming in with Typhlosion. Now, the whole reason I don't switch here is because I'm like, is it Talonflame in the back? Probably is, but after he shields once here, I can't really afford anything else than to come in with my Dunsparce. This is going to be a Thunder Punch, but even if it was a Blast Burn, that's fine. And now this has to be another Thunder Punch. So now I know he's 2 Incinerates away from the next Thunder Punch. I can go for 3 rollouts, or I can go 1 and just get rid of this because I'm very scared of that second Incinerate damage KOing me, and I don't even take the first one this way. So leaves me with a little bit better place to face the Electrode, and now I've already faced one, so like you guys, hopefully with this video, you can see that you know that now Drill Run is the better move to use. Obvious. I get the extra farm with the Clodsire. I didn't say the word fully. I should put that in the bloopers, but I won't. Anyways, we're back into the Talonflame matchup. If I did have Stone Edge, that's one thing you should notice on the nameplates on the left. I am still using Sludge Bomb. I am a believer in this moveset. I know a lot of people have moved over to Stone Edge, and that's all good and fine. I think the main reason I'm going this route is that I like the move to be faster to get to. I need answers for Azumarill specifically in this team. I don't know if this is going to KO or not. And I actually clicked the Mon just to make sure that it did. But I shouldn't have done that because what if I had actually switched into this Electrode? Now, I don't think it would have mattered at all, but anyways. A Rangaroo here, and for a second I'm like, I don't really know what to do. And then I remembered, I think it's Jungle Cup, whatever cup it was last season. And I went into my Dunsparce and I'm like, this is a fine matchup. I'm going to play it out. They always go Trailblaze to get the boost on the confusion damage. You're going to live this. I decide to go for a shield advantage, and I've already got it in my mind that they're going to shield, and I'm going to come in Clodsire and go for some massive farm down. Now, when I say massive, this is a crazy farm down, especially when they're boosted like this. Luckily, they didn't go double Trailblaze. That could have actually left me in a world of hurt. Because I have 2 Mon weak to confusion, and it's kind of the same thing that happened with the Starmie, right? So, yeah, I'm going to eat a lot of damage here on Clodsire, but Clodsire is a tank, man, so that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm going to use its health as a resource, and they do end up coming in with Primeape. I go for the big move here because I think they're less likely to shield, and I'm going to switch right into my Annihilape and try to get just some more farm down here. This is Rage Fist. It's super effective. I'm going to avoid this, but I have huge farm advantage, and they actually do have a Azumarill. But lucky for me, switch timers are distended. They're a little delayed by, we have a 10-second lead on them, so we can get into our Clodsire as sooner than they can. But you need to count the energy they're at. So if they're going to go for Play Rough, it's 6 bubbles and then 5 bubbles. They haven't shielded yet. They throw right here. I believe this was at 6 if I remember these games. Now, I did record these battles This game looks like it was about 40 minutes ago. No, about 30 minutes ago. What am I saying? Anyways, I have the ability to switch. I went for a catch on an Ice Beam. They ended up not throwing, but their timer's not up, so they can't just wait for that timer, which is what they were actually trying to do there. And they come out with the Primeape, and that's just GG. All right, Lileep. Not a mon you face very often, so I already when the timer started, I was like, it's a rock type. I'm going to be good against that. I know that it has maybe Grass Knot, and I actually thought Rock Slide, to be honest. But they end up throwing an Ancient Power here. That's fine. I'm going to go for a Farm Down, and I do get it without using shields. So that's really nice. They end up coming in with a Feraligatr, and I'm like, okay, now that I'm 2 times boosted, even though they're throwing super effective Shadow Claws, maybe I can farm it down. And then we start just like fighting each other, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm losing way too much health here. I'm just going to switch into my best matchup. And they end up getting some serious lag here. Hard to know if they caught up or not. It doesn't seem like they did. I don't know if it's visual or not, but I think they actually just lagged. I actually thought they gave up because right when I switched it happened. So I was like, okay, I'll just keep going. And then, yeah, ended up not being. Nowadays it's tough, but I remember like 5 seasons ago where if you saw an opponent lagging, you could just stop. But nowadays you don't know if people are lagging, if they left, if they're going to catch up, and then you ended up losing all your turns. So I end up playing, I always just keep playing on nowadays, but 5 seasons ago things were different and I would not play on, but nowadays it's too risky to do something like that, and it's tough for the opponent here, but I think I was going to win no matter what. They ended up having a Clodsire here in the back versus me, and I already had the extreme advantage from the lead matchup. And yeah, they end up having Stone Edge as well. Again, I think Stone Edge is kind of the way to go most of the time. I think with this team specifically, I'm still loving Sludge Bomb, but I'm a sucker for Sludge Bomb in general, so tough to say. And I think a Sludge Bomb would KO from here. I think it's triple resisted though, so I just throw the Earthquake and just trying to get out of this matchup. All right, I think that was all the games. Oh, no, there's one more game here. All right, Steelix into Drifblim. I'm super hard countering, but things are amiss in this game. I was hoping to KO this on my first Rock Slide, especially since it's a Shadowmon. But the Icy Wind is going to reduce my attack a little too much here. They end up surviving. Unlucky for me. I do get the farm down, but I'm going to be pretty low. I'm going to be 2 times reduced in attack as well. So I end up throwing this against the Gliscor. Gliscor is very tough for the rest of my team. I think I'm making a mistake here, though, and I switch into my Clodsire, which is fine, I guess, at the end of the day. And I told myself this is not going to be an Earthquake, and it was. I should have come in with Annihilape, though, because Clodsire has a fine matchup against Steelix, plus I still have the Dunsparce to throw away if they do end up reducing my HP by so much that by the Psychic Fangs. But now I'm in a really awkward position. Now I am close to a move on Dunsparce, so that's something good to think about. But I have to use my shields against this Gliscor. Yeah, and it's getting to its moves fast. This Sand Attack on Gliscor is no joke, and that's why I wanted to showcase this battle specifically. Now, they end up, I believe, not shielding this. Do they have a shield? They do have a shield. And then I think about going for the catch, and then I end up not catching, which is not good. Also, I shouldn't have thrown this move. Maybe I should just switched into the Dunsparce instantly, but it is interesting to note that they go for Thunderfang, which might be the moveset nowadays, because Thunderfang did get a damage increase. It's just better now. So I think if you're going Steelix, I believe Thunderfang is definitely the way to go. Gives you a better matchup as well now against Feraligatr. It might. So Steelix was always on the fringe play there. But I think now it actually could seep into the meta for Show 6 or even GBL in general. I think you'll see a lot more Steelix in Open Great League. Whereas before, you would always see it as like the top dominator of like a cup or like any of Riot. Why do I say Riot? Niantic. I play League of Legends. Also, if you haven't seen Arcane, definitely. I haven't seen season 2, but I'm 2 episodes in. This is just a big segue, I guess. But season 1 is very good, and I've heard season 2 is amazing. So, anyways, back to what we're talking about in this video. Yeah, I think you always see it as like the number 1 or number 2 of the closed metas that Niantic puts out, the limited cup metas. But I think you'll see it a lot more in Open Great League nowadays with Thunderfang. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. If you haven't, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.